years to find.
GMH Administrator Ted Lewis says Governor Eddie Calvo's recently formed management advisory team is a positive step for the hospital.
I think that it's admirable what what they're doing and the goal. We all want the same thing. We all want the hospital to work, and we all know what some of the challenges are.
While he leads the management of the hospital, Lewis says he has never been directly notified of the findings and discussion of the advisory team. He was off island during the group's initial meetings and only read about it through media reports.
I'm not involved in the management of the task force. It's a new thing. It's an interim step that's been put in place, to help this temporary period of time.
Lewis says he has spoken with advisory team member Will Castro recently. Part of the group's discussions discovered issues with its software billing system and severe gaps with data collection. And while fiscal policy changes were recommended, Lewis says cash problems are nothing new. He says the hospital has not been able to generate revenues from services that it bills for, like Medicare and Medicaid.
The monies that it receives from those billings don't cover the cost of care. And obviously we all know that there are many indigents and patients that come that don't have the ability to pay, some from other islands, some from here. So there's been a constant struggle over the years to find the answer to how we fund that gap. It's nothing new, and over time the payables, in the past have been large. 2 years ago, a loan was taken out to help reduce them. And since then, they've crept back up. But I think that's been the pattern.
In the long run, Lewis says GMH is working on the Medicare rebasing project, which will help bridge the gap with the hospital's finances. Last week, Governor Eddie Calvo asked his Washington, D.C. office director, Margaret Metcalf, to work with Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo in addressing the Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement shortfalls Guam has received for years. Calvo says if the situation is resolved, Guam could realize $16 million for use in the near term. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.